So this is like a final piece for my masters in creative sound production. The piece stems from proto-minimalist ideas like John Cage, Morton Feldman, Christian Wolff, that kind of stuff. And the ideas that most kind of grabbed me from that whole thing were prepared piano, visual scores, like prepared percussion, which was kind of a reference from Morton Feldman's like King of Denmark. And then also like the drone, which is a bit of a Lamont Young thing. And yeah, I just kind of like mishmashed a few little kind of ideas of my own in there and kind of pulled them all together into one sort of performance, which is what today's been all about. So the whole thing is like based on indeterminacy and some of the earlier techniques of minimalism. So we're talking like sort of John Cage, Morton Feldman, Christian Wolff, and Lamont Young as well, was a bit later. But the idea is that I've made this like graphic score, which is on the projector. It's got like 37 cells, and they all correspond to something. Which it's like a bit of a narrative, the Dreamers sequence from Under Milkwood by Dylan Thomas. So every cell is like cut and pasted, and it's like supposed to be abstracted sentiment or abstracted words or something from the narrative of that, stuck into a cell, and they each correspond with that section in the actual Dreamers sequence. So hopefully what will happen is that you guys will take a little bit of time just to get used to whatever instrument you get playing on today. They're all the instruments are set up so that you can get like quite a variety of tones out of them and stuff, and it's meant to be as experimental as you like, so you can pretty much do anything you want. It doesn't really matter because it's all about kind of what happens, but provided like you follow kind of the score a bit, the time cues that happen in the score, then it should like marry up perfectly with the narrative afterwards, so I can kind of layer that on top and then that will become a new piece again. So there's no rules at all, but only to follow the time cues in the score, and whatever you guys abstract from the score, whether you see the shapes on the score and just decide that, oh, that shape does this in my brain or whatever, and you can kind of, so that's the whole kind of thing of it. And yeah, we might as well have a little sweep around and just have a play with all the instruments and just get comfortable on them, I guess. Cool, nice one.
Nice. Cool.
Loads of hopes, loads of concerns. I was basically I've worked around the clock to get this the score ready. The score took ages. Like the idea took quite a long time to cook up to make it exactly kind of how I thought it should be. It took like quite a lot of time, research time in the sort of front end, and thought time as well, and just kind of slowly trying to organically pull all the different like elements together in my head and like envisage what it could sort of be like.
Jack Black, the cobbler shop, where alone and savage rule, Jack Black sleeps in a nightshirt tied to his ankles with elastic and dreams of chasing the naughty covers on the grass green gooseberry double bed of the wood, flogging the tosspots in the spit and sawdust, driving out the bare bold girls from the sixpenny hops of his nightmare. The death, the undertaker, laughs high and aloud in his sleep and curls up his toes as he sees.
It worked out really well because after a couple of run-throughs, the first couple of takes we recorded were people weren't aware of the narrative at all. I hadn't like actually said that it was going to be married up with a narrative in post-production, so people weren't aware of it, so they weren't aware of the fact that they needed to leave more space for the voice.
Cottage next to the undertaker's lie alone the 17-story gentle story.
And if it's not a success, then that doesn't necessarily matter, but like I was wishing that it would turn out and be a success and that everything would kind of come together on the day, and like I feel like relieved and really pleased. That was really fucking cool. Sounded awesome with the narration. That was so cool. Honestly, you should hear that with the narration. It just sounded brilliant. Thanks. That was awesome.